Shakalaka everybody, your boy Bongo's back, and today I have a very special video for you guys. You guys have been enjoying my DIYs a lot, so you know I had to come back hot with another one. This time, as you guys can read by the title, it's not a chocolate bar, but we're gonna stick with the dessert. So today what we're gonna be making is a DIY Giant Pop Tart. Guys, we're gonna be making a classic Pop Tart, and we're actually gonna be making it from the ground up. So we'll be making our own pastry dough, and we're gonna be filling it up with some strawberry jam, baking it ourselves, putting some DIY icing on top. We're gonna try to recreate a staple breakfast item in a lot of people's houses. I mean, I used to fucks with Pop-Tarts a lot, and I kind of still fucks with the Pop-Tarts a little bit here and there. So today I'm just gonna be making my own DIY Giant Pop-Tart. So guys, before this video starts, I need you guys to go down, smash that thumbs up button. I mean, I've been undervaluing you guys, like I said in my last video. I've kind of been asking for too little, but today we're gonna up the ante a bit. I'm gonna ask for 25,000 likes. That is enough likes to fill up an entire arena full of likes. There's gonna be so many thumbs up, I'm not even gonna know what to do with all the thumbs up that are gonna be on this video. It's just gonna be everywhere.
Where's your thumbs up?
Here.
Where?
Here. Guys, today on the camera, we have none other than the man himself, Chad with a J, guys. He's on the camera. Chad, say what's up.
Here.
So, without further ado, let's get into this DIY.
I love that.
Alright guys, so you guys know in Bongo's kitchen, we are organized and we are efficient, but we don't measure shit, alright? So today we're actually gonna have to measure some stuff because working with pastry isn't like working with chocolate or working with burgers or working with any other type of food. Pastry making is an art, guys. You have to make sure that you have the right amount of flour and the right amount of butter so that this can all come into what you expect it to be. So we're gonna start off by making a pastry dough. We're gonna be making it from the ground up, so here goes nothing.
Savage. This man's actually making his own dough?
Here, why not? So, what you guys will need to make your own pastry dough is obviously some flour. We got our good old flour from Bulk Barn, a nice old measuring cup. So, like I was saying guys, unfortunately, we're gonna have to measure some shit. So, I'm gonna be making a huge batch of the pastry dough. So, I'm gonna use 32 ounces of all-purpose flour.
Is that a little bit?
It's a lot. All right, here we go.
Who would have thought Bongo would ever be measuring something, bruh?
Bro, not me, let me tell you that. Here. So, let's see if this is our 32 ounces, and boom, on the money. So that goes into our bowl. Step one is complete. Once the flour is in the bowl, we're gonna be adding some icing sugar to our pastry dough. So we need about 6 tablespoons of icing sugar into our dough. So here we go. We got some icing sugar, our classic Bulk Barn bag. So here we go. Oh, that's pretty generous. 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5, another one, and 6. Boom. So 6 tablespoons of our icing sugar. We're actually just gonna start mixing it a little bit, and before we end it off, we're actually just gonna put a pinch of salt. So here we go. I'm just gonna eye this one out, and that's enough.
Hey.
So just a little bit of salt. Finally, we're not gonna have to stick with the measuring here, but here goes nothing. We're actually gonna mix our dry ingredients together for now. Guys, it will make a little bit of a mess, so be careful while you're doing this. But you guys wanna mix the ingredients together, and you wanna make sure that everything is staying in the bowl, all right? You don't want shit to be exploding left, right, and center like it is for me, so take your time. Alrighty guys, so now that our ingredients are nice and mixed in the bowl, it is time to add some butter to the mixture. So we're gonna take a full brick of butter and another brick of butter. We're actually gonna use a brick and a half of butter. Because of the size of this recipe, this is gonna ask for 600 grams of butter, so this is gonna be a lot. But this is what we wanna do. We wanna take our first stick of butter, all right? We're gonna unwrap it very neatly. Unfortunately guys, like I was saying, pastry making, there's no fucking around here. We can't be savages, we can't, you know, chuck shit and whatever, but this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna take our full brick of butter, we're gonna open it like so. We're gonna grab a knife, and what we want to do is we actually want to just cut this butter like so, right in half, guys. Now, a major key alert, you guys want to use cold butter. Don't ever play yourselves, don't melt the butter, okay?
Why not?
So guys, the reason why you don't want to use warm butter is because cold butter is actually what's gonna give that flour its nice flaky texture once we cook it. If you melt it, it's then gonna absorb too much of the flour. We don't want that. This is what we're gonna do. We're actually just gonna cube our butter like so. We're gonna chuck the butter cube pieces into the dough.
Bro, how do you know this shit?
Bro, don't worry about it. We're just gonna do this nice and fast, here. And we're gonna keep doing that until all of our butter is in the mixture. I might. All right, guys, so we are almost done. This is our last bit of butter. We're actually just gonna break it up like so. And now that the butter is in the mixture, before we add any more ingredients, okay, we gotta mix this shit. So you know what time it is, dude? Time to take out my jewels, dude. Yo, what the heck? Yo, time to take out the jewels, dude. Guys, you could use a hand kneader or whatever the case may be, but you will get the best result if you use your hands. So here we go, guys. We just want to get in there nice and deep like, and honestly, just start mixing the butter with the flour. And what this is gonna do is it's gonna create some nice little like butter crumbs, and this is exactly what we're looking for, all right? We want some big pieces, some little pieces, but we're just gonna go at this guy for a little bit until the flour and the butter is mixed together.
Low-key kind of looks satisfying, bro.
Here.
Oh, you can see it flaking already.
Yeah, exactly. So this is exactly what we want. We want some like butter crumbs. Alrighty, guys, so we've used our hands to mix our dough substance. As you can see, we have some big dough pieces, some little dough pieces. This is exactly what we're looking for, guys. We want this kind of consistency right now, and I'll show you guys why in a sec, okay? So we're gonna put that guy on the side. What we're gonna do is we're gonna grab another measuring cup. We're gonna start cracking some eggs here. For this size recipe, we're actually gonna be using 6 eggs, and we're not gonna be using the full egg. We're actually just gonna be using the egg yolk. So here's a little trick to get your egg yolk out. You're gonna wanna crack your egg here. Whoa. Okay, this trick isn't working. It's not working. All right, guys, so things got a little bit dirty. What we're gonna do is we're actually gonna use our hand to strain the egg. So here's one yolk, just like that. And we're gonna keep going with this method until we get a better method. But for now, we're actually just gonna use our hand to drain the egg white out. And that should just give you your egg yolk here. So we're gonna do that for 6 eggs, guys. And as soon as we're done, we're gonna be adding in that mixture. So here again, oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. That one didn't work. Yolk, stay here. All right, guys, so we have our 6 egg yolks in here. As you can see, it lined up to be right around 2 ounces, and we actually need 6 ounces of really, really cold water. So that should bring our mixture up to 8 ounces. So I'm gonna add some water to this cup. Alrighty, guys, and now that our water is in here, what we wanna do is you actually wanna take a fork and just whisk this together. What this is gonna do is it's gonna mix our egg and our water together. So here we go, and that's our egg water solution now. And as soon as that is in there, we actually just want to toss it all in the mixture. And once it's in there, guys, again, we're gonna get our hands a little bit dirty, but essentially what we want to do is we want to mix that egg and water and flour all into one big pastry mixture here.
Oh, bro, that looks good. Bro, that's a full-blown, it's coming along.
Pretty well. Never done this before, so bear with me. Here we go. All right, guys, so I've been mixing for a little bit now. As you can see, our ingredients are all actually mixed together. So we're gonna take this guy out. This is now our dough, all right? So this is our nice pastry dough. And what we're gonna do with this pastry dough is we're actually gonna use this as our bottom layer to our DIY Giant Pop Tart. So we're actually gonna make another batch just like this one, so that could be a top layer to our DIY dough. But for now, what we're gonna do is we're actually just gonna roll this guy up like so. We're gonna flatten it out a little. We're gonna wrap it in saran wrap and put it in the fridge for about an hour. All right, guys, so I put a little bit of flour on my dough. I got my handy dandy helper brother.
Here,
Chef Hammy. We're gonna put the dough in the wrap like so. Then we'll be able to secure the bag on the dough itself. As soon as this is in, boom, just like so, we could take this out and put it in the fridge to rest for 1 hour.
Bongo, what's your kitchen all about?
Organization, efficiency, I got a helper.
Here.
All right, guys, so my brother is actually helping me out with the de-yolking of the eggs. He's kind of doing a shit job of it because there's a yolk.
Bro, there's jokes and there's yolks.
Come on, bro. There's jokes and there's yolks. For real, though. So, guys, as you can see, we are working on our next batch of dough. This is going to serve as the top layer of our crust. So, we're actually just going to do the exact same thing we did last time. And we're going to put this guy in the fridge to cool down with the other dough. That way we can get started on the Pop-Tart itself. Alrighty, guys, so we've made 2 batches of dough. One for the bottom, one for the top. And as you can see, we don't have to get dirty anymore. So, time to put the jewels back on. Let's get these jewels back on my wrist, Jack. Alrighty, guys, so it is time to take out our dough. It's been in the fridge for about an hour now. It should be nice and hard. So we're gonna take it out. Here we go. Ooh, it is nice and hard. It's definitely a lot harder than we expect. So we have our 2 batches of dough, one for the bottom, one for the top. Now this is where things get fun. What we want to do is we want to take these dough and we need to roll them out. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a bunch of flour and we're just gonna flour up our surface right here. You guys, use a generous amount of flour because this is what's gonna help your dough expand and not stick to the counter. So put a nice generous amount of flour on your counter. So grab your first dough. As you guys can see, it's nice and hard now. It's a lot easier to maneuver and it's taking its form. So what we want to do, we want to slap that guy here. Grab our roller. Guys, I am using a nice executive marble roller. And what we want to do here is just roll out our dough like so. Look at how it's nice and easy to roll, and that's because we gave it sufficient amount of time in the fridge, all right? So we want to roll this guy out so that it fits our baking tray. And make sure that you don't get these bumps. So if you guys do see a bump like this, just press it down and continue your roll like so. And you guys want to make this guy about 1/4 of an inch thick, all right? Now, the reason why we want to make it a little bit thicker is because we are using a lot of jam to put into the Pop-Tart. And as soon as we're right around done that, which should be soon, here, and there we go. Guys, now we have a nice big base layer for our Pop-Tart, okay? So what we want to do, grab our tray. As you can see, it fits our tray perfectly. And we actually want to grab a pizza cutter. What we want to do is we want to look at our tray itself. We're trying to line up the tray with the dough. So we're going to take our pizza cutter and just like that, we're going to crease the tray around the dough like so. And once that's done, this should be able to come up just like that. And underneath our baking tray, guys, should be a nice piece of Pop-Tart here.
Wow, it cheeses me how good at this shit you are. It's like, bro, you're bongo. Like, why do you know this?
So we're gonna take this piece here and we're gonna lay it down like so. So guys, there is our first layer of our Pop-Tart. It is in our baking tray. We're gonna put this guy on the side Oz. Another one. Repeat the same process, guys. Flour up your surface. Guys, like I said, the flour is a fucking major key, all right? If you guys don't put flour on your counter, your dough will stick to the counter. It'll screw everything up, all right? So be generous with the flour that you do put on the counter. Grab your second dough, here, and plop it on like so. Again, we should be able to kind of roll this guy out. We'll actually put some up here, so that way the rolling pin, was this called a rolling pin? What the hell is this called even?
You got it, a rolling pin.
Is it a rolling pin? Amazing. Guys, as you can see, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
And it cheeses me. This guy doesn't even know what the hell it's called and he's so good at this
every
shit.
Time. All right, here we go. So we're gonna lather it up, take our rolling pin, and just give it a nice little roll. Same thing as last time, guys, about 1/4 of an inch thick. Put that guy on the side, Oz. All right, guys, so this is our top. Whoops.
Congratulations. Made yourself another one.
So, guys, if that happens, don't be shy. Grab your dough, knead it, and then just keep doing it till it works, all right? So here we go, round 2. All right, guys, so I re-rolled my dough. Hopefully this time it works out. All I did was add a little bit more flour. This dough was a little bit more sticky than the last one. Let's take this part off here. That can all go, and right here. All right, so this should all come off like so. Boom. Amazing. That's gonna be the top of our Pop-Tart. So as you guys can see, I'm just gonna add a little bit more flour. This is the major key, all right? So this is the top, this is the bottom. What we're gonna do is we're gonna grab the bottom piece, okay? Now, we grab our brush. So what we wanna do is we actually wanna take our brush, dip it in the yolk like so, and then actually just hear it. Boom. We want to egg wash our dough. So we're going to give this guy a generous egg wash. Boom, 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 like so. Here. And just rub it back and forth. Guys, what this is going to do is it's actually going to give it a nice, you know, crunchy, flaky vibe on the pastry itself. We don't want it to be dry. This is going to help with a little bit of the moisture that's going to be locked into this pastry. So now that and our oven's ready. Perfect timing.
Efficiency.
Organization. All right, guys, so one more quick rub of egg onto the bottom and boom, there you have it. That is our first layer. So now that this is done, we can actually grab our spatula. We want to grab a healthy, a nice, generous, stay on my friggin' spatula amount of jam. and plop it on like so. So guys, what we want to do here is we actually want to put a lot more jam. This stuff is sticky, guys. Be careful when you're working with jam, but we're actually just gonna go like this. Here, 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 here. Fill this guy up. Now, we don't want it to be chunky, okay? So we want to actually layer it nice and thin into the Pop-Tart, leaving a crust on the side. Obviously, guys, we need to mesh the top and the bottom together, all right? So spread your jam like so, making sure that there is a nice crust on the side. So here we go. We're gonna continue with this guy. And guys, I enjoy my filling, so I'm actually gonna put a little bit of extra. You don't need to put this much on your giant DIY Pop-Tart. You can put a little bit less, but I enjoy my strawberry filling. So I might even just say here, put some more. Why not? Spread that out nice and evenly. We are maintaining that crust on the side. We've evenly layered our jam across the entire bottom layer of our Pop-Tart. Now, what we want to do, very carefully, take the top of this Pop-Tart. We're gonna make some space for it. We're gonna spread it out just a little bit. And again, with a fork. So what we want to do is we just want to poke little holes across our Pop-Tart. This is gonna allow the pastry to breathe. We don't want it to be stuck in there and floating around. That's gonna cause a fruit explosion. So we just wanna give it some breathing room. All right, now we're gonna carefully take this guy here and plop it on top like so. Now we're gonna try to line it up as best as possible here. Push it out, line it up as much as you possibly can. So we're gonna give this guy a little bit of time, and let's focus in here because we do want it to line up. Boom, perfect. And now guys, once it is lined up, what we wanna do is we wanna take our fork and mesh those two doughs together like so. That is now blending our two doughs together, and it's gonna allow us to seal our pastry all at once. So here we go. We're just gonna continue with that method across the entire Pop-Tart.
That kind of gives it the Pop-Tart look too, around,
it does.
like low key.
Now we have a nice long pastry, and guys, for the final touch, what we want to do here is again with our egg wash, we're gonna grab this guy and give it one final egg wash on the top. So here we go. Here, here, here. Another one, and last couple strips here. Boom, boom, boom. Make sure it is evenly across the entire Pop-Tart. So now that it is complete, this is what our Pop-Tart should look like before it goes into the oven. As you can see, we've created a nice crust on the side. We've used our fork to blend in the top and the bottom layer of our Pop-Tart. And now this can go into the oven. Guys, I preheated my oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. It is all ready to go. It is time to put this guy in. So I'm gonna be putting this Pop-Tart into the oven for about 20 minutes or so, or until it turns a nice golden brown. All right guys, so efficiency, organization, we need to be prepared for when this Pop-Tart comes out, all right? So while that's in the oven, we're actually gonna get starting on our icing layer. Guys, this is super easy to make. What I got here is a big old bag of a big old bag of confectionery icing sugar, okay? So we're gonna add a bunch of icing sugar into our bowl. And guys, this is my favorite part. We're not measuring shit here. We're just gonna put it all in. We're gonna put a generous amount of icing sugar in here. What we wanna do actually is take a nice glass of cold water and just add a quick splash. We'll take our spatula and we're actually just gonna mix this guy in until we have a nice thick substance of icing. If it needs a little bit more water as we go, then all you do, you grab your water, add a little bit more, and you keep mixing. The icing has come along great. This is exactly what we're looking for. It is a nice icing consistency. So now we're gonna add one more thing to our icing before we actually add it to the top, is we're gonna put some sprinkles in our icing. That way we can have a real colorful vibe in the icing, guys. It's a vibe. Dash in a bunch of sprinkles like so, and we're just gonna mix them in to create a nice colorful icing layer. Look at that. Boom. That's exactly what we're looking for here, guys. And bam. That is now our rainbow icing that we are gonna be putting on top of our DIY giant strawberry Pop-Tart. I can't wait to taste this, Jad. What about you? This is looking fantastic.
Banging. It's like some Dunkaroos or some shit. That tastes like Dunkaroos.
Ow! I don't know what I don't know. I don't know how I keep doing it, but it keeps working, guys. So if you guys enjoy this DIY shit that I keep doing, stay tuned. I got a big announcement.
20 minutes later.
All right, guys, so our Pop-Tart has been in there for around 20 minutes, just a little bit over 20 minutes. I do see it becoming a nice golden brown, so it is time to take this bad boy out and let it cool before we put the icing on. So I got these baking gloves. Guys, honestly, 10 out of 10 on the baking gloves. So I'll put my, are these lions? Lion! So I'm gonna put my lion gloves on. We're gonna check up on her. Woo! All right, here we go. Let's be careful here. Ooh.
Sweet.
So let's take this out and we're gonna let that guy cool off until it's cold, all right? We wanna make sure that our Pop-Tart is nice and cool before we actually apply the icing on it. If you do put icing on a hot Pop-Tart, it's just gonna melt everywhere. It's not gonna look good, all right? So we're gonna give that guy a little bit to cool, and then we are ready to put the icing on the Pop-Tart, and then we taste it. And then we taste what we made. So far, it looks pretty good. So here we go. Alrighty guys, so we've left the Pop-Tart to cool for about half an hour to 45 minutes. We wanted to make sure that the Pop-Tart was completely cool. We have our Pop-Tart, as you guys can see, I'm picking it up. What we want to do is get this guy out of the tray somehow. I've managed to put this guy underneath here. Here goes nothing. I'm gonna try to slide it up. Okay, alright, now we're talking. Watch the slide. Woo! Ready? DIY Giant Pop Tart. Is it all in one piece still? Amazing! Now that we have our Pop-Tart on the cutting board, this is what we can do. Roll up our sleeves, grab the icing. Guys, as you can see, our icing is nice and thick up on your head top. Here we go. We're gonna grab some icing, guys. We're just gonna pour it on top of the Pop-Tart like so here. There we go. And guys, with your spatula now, gently layer your icing on the top of your Pop-Tart, and that will give it that executive Pop-Tart vibe. And guys, already, it looks like a giant Pop-Tart. Jad, what do you think, bro?
Bro, that is just a giant ass Pop-Tart. Exactly what you wanted it to be.
Amazing.
I don't know how this guy pulls it off every time, but he does.
All right, guys, so this is the last bit of icing that we should put on. As you guys can see, I've applied a nice thin layer of icing. It's looking fantastic. And to give it that extra rainbow vibe, I'm gonna sprinkle a bunch of sprinkles onto the top of this Pop-Tart. Alright guys, so you guys want to grab a little bit of sprinkles, alright? We just want to put a little bit of sprinkles on the top of our icing. Although we already put sprinkles in the icing, as you can see, if you put it on top while it's still a little bit wet, it's going to pop that color out. It's going to make it look amazing. And there we have it, a DIY Giant Pop Tart. Ladies and gentlemen, take a look.
Yo, bro, cut that shit open. Let's go.
So here we go with our pizza cutter. We're gonna just cut a nice slice off a slice sauce. Here, here, here.
Bro, take a giant bite.
All right, here we go, guys.
Is that loud?
Bro, I'm a DIY legend. I swear to God. Oh, aside from getting all this fucking
Karma alert.
fuck. All right.
Just when you think you're a legend.
I'm definitely not a cleanliness legend, but
Bro, that looks so good.
this fucking Pop-Tart is loud. Jad, you want to try this?
Yes.
All right, perfect.
All right, I've seen Bongo's mistakes, so I'm gonna take a step back. But yo, this looks serious.
Bro.
This is massive. Let's take a bite. Here. I'll kill you.
Hit me with that classic.
Bro,
You made those?
I swear to you, you didn't make this. Bro, I went to the bathroom and went and bought one.
No.
How is that so good? This is getting finished.
Alrighty guys, we did it. We made a DIY Giant Pop-Tart. It turned out amazing. I got my white shirt dirty, but I got my black champion sweater on. And by sweater, I mean jacket. I'm a champion. This turned out great. It tasted great. It had a nice flake, the frosting, the strawberry jam. Amazing. Huge shout out to my boy behind the cam, Chad with the J. Guys, make sure you go check out his channel. I will leave a link to his channel at the very top of my description. Make sure you go check him out.
I'm on the road to 1 mil, so thank you guys so much. I appreciate you.
But if you enjoyed this video, Chad, what do they have to do?
Go down below, smash that thumbs up button.
Comment down below another giant DIY that you guys would like to see on this channel, and hey, you might just make it on the channel. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. I had a great time making this DIY Giant Pop Tart, and until next time, take it easy. It's BONGIZZLEZ!